the subject of the email should be like the reference. Remember, this is the subject of your letter. This is where you would put application for a job. So in your email address, you have the subject, and it should be very clear: application for the position of administrative assistant. But now in the body of your cover letter, this is where you talk more about your skills and your accomplishment. Always have a call to action. The essential parts of a cover letter. Now, a cover letter has several parts, and these are the areas that you need to really focus on. Number one, I want you to focus on the header and the salutation. So when writing a formal letter, maybe you need to drop it physically. It will be printed out. Include your name, your address, your phone number, and the email address. And also include the contact details for the company that you're applying for. And I'll just demonstrate shortly. Always remember to include the date, add your current date, when are you applying for that job, and then go ahead and address the hiring manager, who is the recipient of this letter. So you can go like, Dear Miss Johnson. If you know their name, use their name. If you don't, you can go with Dear Hiring Manager, or not, to whom it may concern. Yeah, that would not be. Or Dear Sir, or Dear Madam. Yeah, that would still work. If you're sending it as a physical letter, remember how to write a formal letter. This section here, you put in your address, your name, your phone number, your email address there. Include the date, and then on the other side, you can still now put in the address of the recipient. You can put them on different sites. Nowadays, it's still applicable if you can have them still everything left aligned. And then go to the subject. This will be a bit different when you are applying by email. When you're applying by email, you don't need all that information. So all you need to do is say from, then you put your email address. That is your address. You don't need to put in your postal address and all that. So the moment you are sending that email, it is from you. So that is already settled. Where you're sending to, maybe it is jobs@careerpoint.co.ke. That is the address you are sending to. And then the subject of the email should be like the reference. Remember, this is the subject of your letter. This is where you would put application for a job. So in your email address, you have the subject, and it should be very clear: application for the position of administrative assistant. And then this is the body of the email. You start by Dear Hiring Manager, and then paste the rest of your cover letter in the body of the email. So the thing is, when you're using email, it is easier. You don't need to really stick to the structure. You don't want to make, again, the letter very bulky or very long, and someone will feel like this is too much to write or to read. So this is a bit different when you are using it on email. So you can see how well it is summarized. I took this screenshot to show you this is your address, to who, the subject line, then copy and paste the body of the email here. And I'll show you some examples. Okay. Second part of the cover letter is the opening paragraph. Here, you need to express interest. Mention the position you're applying for and how you learned about it. Also, briefly introduce yourself. Highlight relevant experience or qualification. Remember that question: must you mention your qualification? The thing is, mention relevant qualifications. You don't need to talk about everything and everything that you have done. Is it really targeted to that job? That's why I'm talking about relevant qualification. So that is the first paragraph. Go to the body of the email. It can be one paragraph or two. But now in the body of your cover letter, this is where you talk more about your skills and your accomplishment. Discuss very specific skills, achievements, and experiences that are relevant to that job. Again, we're not asking you to list everything. You will put everything in your CV. Here, you're just being very choosy because you are using the job description as the marking scheme. You are always referring to what they are looking for. In the body of your cover letter, again, this is where you showcase your company fit. Explain why you are a good fit for the company culture and values. Are there things that really stand out about that organization, about their culture, and you concur with them? If you are applying for a job, for example, in a bank, do you have an account with them? If you do, that would be a good thing to mention. You are their customer. You are aligned to what they are offering. If you have maybe, even it doesn't need to be a bank. It might be a company that you either use their products or services. Mention that. Then showcase your research. Mention what you admire about the company. And you're doing it in a very subtle way. There are some things you can mention, and because they are not just in front of everyone, it shows that you took time to research the company. Yeah. So this is a subtle way to still communicate. You're interested in the role, you did your research, and this is how, and this is why you admire the company. Now we go towards closing now your cover letter. And in the final paragraph, these are the key things that you should have. Number one, so in the closing paragraph, reiterate your interest in the role. Express your enthusiasm. Just re-emphasize why you're really interested in this role or that company. Always have a call to action. When someone reads that cover letter and they're through, what should they do? Invite the reader to contact you for an interview. Tell them you're excited and interested in joining them contacting you. Have a call to action. Tell them, invite me for an interview, and thank them for their time and their consideration. Plant that seed that you already know they are going to invite you. Thank them for taking the time to read your application, and they already feel they are connected to you. As they say, when you express gratitude, you are able to connect at a human level. And it's not just mere words, but someone would feel, oh, you really took time to appreciate me, and why not have you for an interview?